right-handed hook across the lane. He's 4 of 4, and the team's only open 9 of 10 from the field.
He's setting a tone just like he did in game 1. He is really active, and he's looking for the ball, and they are looking for him, which is primary.
And half a quarter, and no fouls for Howard. That was so big in the last series. Williams lost it. Well, there was a foul before that. He said it's in the act. It's not.
At this end of the floor, you're seeing any time that Orlando is shooting a shot, they usually have a pretty good look at the basket. At the other end, it's very difficult for Atlanta to get off a shot that is not contested. Plus, it's difficult for them to get to the rim. Now, if you think at the Orlando end, it's been easy. They get the ball with moving, and then they start one way, come back the other, and their camouflage of what they want to do is working perfectly.
That foul was on Matt Barnes. Incorrectly signaled it first. They thought it was Vince Carter, and it was 2, and Stan Van Gundy was uptight. Johnson on the drive, and a foul on Barnes is going to be his second.
Now, that was a bad percentage shot. I mean, Joe Johnson just flung that at the rim.
Technical foul, Matt Barnes.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Barnes, but he definitely fouled him, and he should not have said what he did to the referee.
Mark Davis teed him right up. So Joe Johnson, the 82% shooter, gets 1. He's got 2 more coming on the foul in the act.
Now you're going to see this. Now watch as he flings it. He caught him. He caught him on the arm. And the big thing here is Joe Johnson now, he's got to start squaring up, right? Because he's been off balance on his releases when he is going up in the air. And we all know that this guy, 5 straight years, he's averaged over 20 points a game throughout his career, and he's been in 4 All-Star games. So they need him to step up here and have a good shooting night. Plus, when he gets fouled, we know that he's an 80-plus foul shooter.
Spins it in, so he knocks down all 3 free throws. The Magic lead is 6. With Barnes at 2 fouls, Michael Petras has come in, trying to join the party. The Atlanta's hit all their free throws. Orlando's only missed 1 field goal. They're 9 of 10. Deep position for Howard. First foul for Al Horford. What's the game? Well, Howard had that hit off his fingers oddly, and he said, wait a minute, you can't throw that hard to me. I need these fingers on the left hand here for playoffs. How will Atlanta try to defend Howard in the post tonight?
Well, what they're trying to do is they're breaking up the coverage. First, they'll double team him on the catch. They might double team him on the first dribble. Then they double team him on the second dribble. But it's not going to be the same. The problem is that he's just so strong, and he's off to a great start.
Maybe almost took it away. Nelson chases it down. Since it was deflected, there's no backcourt, but the shot clock runs down, and Nelson ends up with a shot clock violation. Now, in talking defending Dwight Howard in the last game, they came in right away off the Atlanta bench with Jason Collins, who only played 115 minutes all season. Sounds like Mike Woodson, talking to him before the game, going to go back to his normal rotation.
Right, he's going to go with Pachulia, and then also after that Collins, and then they activated Randolph Morris, the other 7-footer out of the University of Kentucky. Now the big thing right here is for them is that Horford has got to stay out of foul trouble because they need his points.
Sometimes this is where the Atlanta offense bogs down. When it's a lot of ISO with Joe Johnson one-on-one, he's off the mark there.
Just remember, we keep telling you, #1 defensive rebounding. The Hawks are not getting any second chance.
The whistle on the outside, Mike Callahan has a pre-shot foul on Joe Johnson. His first team second. Well, early on, you talk about the success for Orlando, more in the paint, Hugh.
Well, when you say down below the foul line, that's their game. See, people talk about them. They're a great three-point shooting team, which they are. They shoot a terrific percentage. They're 3rd in the league, and they make 10 a game. But people underestimate how they score foul line down and how they get to the foul line. They get to the foul line a ton during the season and now at playoff time.
How about our crew? Are they ready for the playoff for round 2? They brought the shot chart. In the first quarter, Hubie. They are ready. Howard is fouled by Pachulia, who picks him up as Horford went to the bench with his 1 foul. And Zaza, he can't hang with Dwight Howard.
No, well, look, Zaza, is at least 6'10", all right? And we know that he's 270 pounds. The key is that when a guy spins baseline, you've got to know whether he's behind the backboard. See, he was behind the backboard that time. There's no need to foul him. Just keep him there. Just play and move your feet. Keep him behind the board.
Marvin Williams guards Vince Carter. The other way.
Very good.
Pachulia holds in his chin. That's led to mostly Dwight Howard fouls. And Stan Van Gundy's telling Dwight, calm, stay relaxed.
Yep. Now just watch this. Now watch the left forearm. You're going to see it right there. Okay? You can't do that. You can't be popping guys in the face. Now, we all know that in the history of the game, all of the great post-up players that were back have all been fronted, have all been played on the top side, have all been roughed up. The main thing is you got to keep your calm, and because you know you have great strength.
A couple of turnovers in a row for the Magic. Smith goes in for the dunk, and quickly it's gone from a 9 to a 4-point Orlando lead.
Now they're coming back nicely. All right, big thing now is that their main shooters have got to shoot a high percentage for them now.
Carter over Joe Johnson. Missed it, and on the rebounding action, foul down on this side. It'll be whistled on the Hawks, Marvin Williams.
Now, Josh Smith is so talented. We know that he likes to finish everything with his left hand. See, he's strong enough at 6'9", great upper body strength, and then a terrific leaper. He can get anywhere near the basket and out-jump you and dunk the basketball. We also know that he's an excellent rebounder, shot blocker, steals, and then he's their second leading assist guy behind Joe Johnson.
Yeah. At 4.2 a game. They're two-man and they're four-man, or they're top two assist men. Oh, the spin by Carter.
Nice. Who got that?
Smith.
Josh Smith. Good call, Mike. Good call. He came from the other side of the lane.
Williams attacking the basket.
There you go. All right, now you're looking like the Hawks that we thought would, show up for 4 quarters the other night.
Right. A 7-0 Atlanta run, and Stan Van Gundy will pull the plug on this one. 3 misses and a couple of turnovers the last 5 possessions for the Magic.
Now this guy, Marvin Williams, remember now, he's 6'9". He's a great athlete. The big thing is, come on, you've got to do it on the road. You can't shoot 30%.
爱尔达电视独家限量发行，王建民
A 6 a.m. flight to Salt Lake City tomorrow morning to be in position for Game 3 between the Lakers and the Jazz over on ABC at 8 Eastern Time. We mentioned Dwight Howard, first-team All-NBA, as announced earlier today. He joins LeBron, his 4th appearance. Kevin Durant for the first time. Congratulations, Kevin.
Yes, indeed.
Howard, Kobe Bryant, his 8th time. Dwayne Wade, his 2nd. Let's take a look at the other teams quickly. The second team, Carmelo, Dirk, Amari Stoudemire, and Steve Nash, the teammates who were up 2-0 on the Spurs, and Darren Williams. And then the third team, it's Duncan, Pau Gasol, a guy who played for Hubie in Memphis. Joe Johnson here, Brandon Roy, and Andrew Bogut, who was injured at the end of the season, but you pointed out.
Had a great year, Mike.
Yeah, you're happy for him.
Let's face it, he carried that team in the pivot. He also had 2.5 blocks a game and shot extremely well. They really missed him in the playoffs.
Lewis on the outside, knocks it down off the glass to stop the 7-0 Atlanta run. By the way, on those first 3 teams, the next highest vote getters who didn't make, Chris Bosh and Rajon Rondo. And Rondo's had a great playoff season.
Yeah, and yet very easily could have been on the team, and no one would have said a word.
With the miss, Howard the rebound.
I think somebody better start paying attention to Rashard Lewis down here on the left box, because he's being reintegrated as a post-up guy, like Seattle used to wear him out there.
Howard got great position on Pachulia, and a foul as they grabbed his arm as he was going to shoot. Dwight, who already has 5 rebounds, has put a couple of fouls now on Zaza Pachulia. Mike Woodson told us before the game that he was really surprised, and that it tricked him a little bit, that they stayed with Dwight Howard all the way through to at the 3-minute mark in the second quarter of Game 1. Stan Van Gundy didn't take Dwight out, and it kind of changed his game plan going in.
Mike, the score was 25-23 at the end of the quarter, plus he was off to such an intimidating start, not only with the points, but in the shot blocking. So he was absolutely outstanding. He only played 29 minutes, but that's what we said at halftime. 14 points. He showed that he came out ready to go. 9 rebounds, 5 blocks at halftime. He's covering both sides of the lane.
He made his first free throw. It's always a story with Dwight. who has struggled more in the playoffs than he has during the regular season. Just 18 of 45 at the line coming into tonight, but he made both to get him off to a good start. By the way, Pachulia picking up the second